and my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy.
Why does a grieving widow smile when she says another man's name just weeks after her husband was publicly executed?
And that's when Mikey started calling me. He called me within seconds.
Seconds, not minutes, seconds, before Charlie's body even hit the ground.
I want to see what they did to my husband.
Because Mikey McCoy's wife just leaked messages that could answer that question. And what's inside those leaks? Proof that Erika Kirk allegedly paid someone named Tyler Robinson to set up her own husband. And now Erika is reportedly doing everything in her power to silence the one person who knows the truth. But here's what nobody is connecting. The leaked messages, the contradictions, the lies, the blood that was never there, and a man named Tyler Robinson, who might be the missing piece to this entire puzzle. So let me walk you through exactly what you're about to see. You're going to hear about the timeline that doesn't add up. You're going to see the footage that shows Mikey McCoy wasn't shocked at all. You're going to learn about financial transactions that surfaced in those leaked screenshots. And you're going to find out why people are now saying this wasn't random violence. This was a coordinated hit. Stick with me, because what Mikey McCoy's wife allegedly leaked changes everything we thought we knew about September 10th. Let's start with who we're talking about. Mikey McCoy was Charlie Kirk's 23-year-old chief of staff at Turning Point USA. He was standing right next to Charlie when the shot rang out, and his reaction? It wasn't normal.
Mikey, in less than a second, does something that I find to be quite strange. He puts his phone to his ear, and he begins a conversation.
There's footage that went viral. Instead of ducking, instead of rushing to help his friend, Mikey calmly lifts his phone to his ear. No dialing, no panic, just phone up, turn around, and walk away. And here's the kicker. This happened before Charlie's body even hit the ground. Watch the footage closely. Everyone around him is screaming. People are running. Secret Service is swarming. And Mikey, he's already on the phone, walking away slowly like a man who knew exactly what was about to happen. Now, after the shooting, something strange started happening. Every single person at Turning Point USA started calling Mikey a hero. Not just once, every single time.
Let me tell you who the heroes were in this whole thing. We're going to start with 23-year-old Mikey McCoy. And that's when the great Mikey McCoy showed up.
And my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy.
The amazing Mikey McCoy, the brilliant Mikey McCoy, the heroic Mikey McCoy. Candace Owens pointed this out and asked a simple question. Why does only Mikey need an adjective before his name? Think about how weird that would be in real life. Imagine if every time someone mentioned a friend, they said, the spectacular John or the breathtaking Sarah. You'd think something was off, right? So why is everyone doing it for Mikey, unless they're trying to get ahead of something? Now here's where things get really interesting. Erika Kirk herself may have accidentally exposed a lie. In her interview with Jesse Waters on Fox News, Erika was asked how she found out Charlie had been shot.
And that's when Mikey started calling me. He called me within seconds.
Within seconds. That lines up perfectly with the viral footage we just talked about, the footage that shows Mikey picking up his phone right after the shot. So Erika's story confirms it, right? Mikey was on the phone immediately after Charlie got shot. But wait, because Turning Point USA said something completely different.
He was not. He was taking social videos, which he would send to our group chat, which we would then put on Charlie's social while the event was happening, so you could see like the crowd come in or his interactions. And we were only 2 questions into this event, so he was still getting it out to all the chats he needed to do, which he did at every event. He turns around, and it was so blaringly loud, I'm told. You would know this better than I. This is what I'm told. It was so blaringly loud, and he was so shell-shocked, he put his fingers in his ear, but his phone was still in his hand.
So now we have a problem, a big one. Either Erika is telling the truth, and Mikey really did call her within seconds, which means the footage is exactly what it looks like. Or Turning Point USA is telling the truth, and Mikey wasn't on a call at all, which means Erika lied on national television. One of them is lying. And you know what they say? People who tell small lies tend to tell bigger lies at some point. Here's the thing. There's a really simple way to clear all this up. Mikey could just release his call logs. Show us the timestamps. Show us who you called and when. It would take 5 minutes and it would prove everything one way or the other. But has he done that? Nope. Complete silence. And that silence is telling us something. Now, this next part is what really made me sit up and pay attention. Just weeks before Charlie died, something strange happened. The McCoys took their very first family vacation with Charlie and Erika Kirk.
Spent a few weeks together this summer, our first family trip together.
Their first ever. And while they were on this vacation, something else happened. The McCoys started filming the Kirk family. Not just casual photos, they captured these intimate behind-the-scenes moments. You probably know the footage I'm talking about. It went viral after Charlie died. It shows Charlie walking with his kids. Erika grabs his hand. A really sweet moment that made a lot of people emotional. Well, guess who filmed that? The McCoys. Now, Candace asked a question that I can't stop thinking about. What moved them to do that? When you go on a family vacation, who's usually behind the camera? One of the family members, right? But on this vacation, the McCoys were filming the entire Kirk family together from behind the scenes. Like they knew they needed to capture these moments. Is that just luck? Are the McCoys just really thoughtful friends? Or was something else going on? And here's another thing that's weird. Just 4 days before Charlie died, Mikey felt the urge to film Charlie during their trip to Korea.
Charlie's very last overseas trip to Korea. This was 4 days before he died. For whatever reason, Mikey McCoy felt suddenly inspired to try his luck, miking up Charlie and capturing him on the road. And he says this is the first time he ever did it.
4 days, and Mikey just happened to film him. I don't know about you, but that timing feels off to me. All right, now we need to talk about the leaks themselves, because this is where the story really explodes. Late one night, an account that people later connected to Mikey McCoy's wife dropped something online. Screenshots, audio clips, private conversations. No caption, no explanation, just 3 chilling words. They all knew. Within minutes, those screenshots spread like wildfire, and what people found inside sent chills down their spines. The screenshots allegedly showed a private group chat. The people in it? Mikey McCoy, a few Turning Point USA staffers, and someone labeled EK. Most people believe that's Erika Kirk. The messages weren't long, but they didn't need to be. Here's what they allegedly said. Everything is set. Keep calm if it happens. We've rehearsed this. Make sure cameras stay rolling. And then this line, the one that became the internet's obsession. Erika already knows. 4 words, but they changed everything. Because if those messages are real, if Erika really knew something before it happened, then what we saw that day wasn't chaos. It was planned, and there's more. A voice memo also surfaced. A woman's voice, shaking, saying this. Many people believe that was Mikey's wife. Others think it was a friend trying to protect her. But whoever it was, the tone was clear. Fear mixed with guilt. And here's the craziest part. The timestamps on those leaked messages lined up almost perfectly with the viral footage of Mikey picking up his phone right before the shooting. What had once been dismissed as a coincidence suddenly looked very different. It looked deliberate, but the leaks didn't stop there, because buried in those screenshots was something even more explosive. Financial records, Venmo transactions, Cash App receipts, and a name that kept appearing over and over again. Tyler Robinson. According to the leaked messages, Tyler Robinson received multiple payments from an account allegedly linked to Erika Kirk. The amounts? $15,000 in June, $25,000 in August, and then a final payment of $50,000 on September 8th, 2 days before Charlie was shot. The messages attached to those payments? Vague, cryptic. For the project. Final phase approved. You know what to do. Now, who is Tyler Robinson? That's what everyone started asking, and what people found was chilling. Tyler Robinson was reportedly a former security contractor, someone with access, someone who knew how events were run, someone who, according to public records, had worked multiple Turning Point USA campus tours in the past. In other words, Tyler Robinson wasn't some random outsider. He was someone who had been inside the operation before, someone who knew the layout, someone who knew the schedule. And according to the leaked messages, Erika Kirk allegedly paid him $90,000 in total to set up her own husband. So what happened after those leaks came out? This is where things get dark. Mikey's wife's social media? Gone, deleted, her friends' accounts? Locked down. People who claim to know her say she was advised not to talk. Others say she's terrified. And then silence. But here's what's interesting. While the wife went quiet, Turning Point USA did the opposite. They flooded the internet with content about Mikey. Podcasts, speeches, press releases, all of them praising the amazing Mikey McCoy. It looked less like mourning and more like damage control, like the only way to kill a scandal was to drown it in PR.
I don't want you to feel hurt by all these horrible things. We know that you have a responsibility. You're a young man. And I just want you to take a deep breath, like I said, and you know what? Let them spin their conspiracy theories. You're a good kid. You had instructions to call Erika.
You had instructions to call Erika. Think about that line. Instructions, not instinct. Instructions. And then there's this moment that a lot of people replayed over and over.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Bernadette. It's crazy. It's just, I remember.
That stutter, that pause, that moment where the sentence never really finishes. That's the kind of thing that makes people stop and replay the clip. Not because it proves anything, but because it raises more questions. Here's the thing about silence. When innocent people get accused of something, they usually fight back. They post proof. They file lawsuits. They demand retractions. What has TPUSA done? Nothing. No lawsuit against the false rumors. No cease and desist. Just carefully choreographed silence. And that pattern? Deny, distract, disappear. It's exactly what you'd expect from a cover-up. Now let's talk about Erika, because based on what's circulating online, she's allegedly doing everything in her power to stop Mikey's wife from talking further. The woman who broke the script, they want her quiet. And then there's this, Erika's interview on Fox News. When she was asked if authorities caught the shooter, she didn't say yes. She said she trusted our team. She talked about the autopsy, about evidence. And then she said something that stuck with people.
I want to see what they did to my husband.
Not he, not the shooter. They. Who is they, Erika? That's a question, and it's a question she hasn't answered. Candace Owens has been covering this story extensively, and she's come right out and called it an inside job.
I view the Charlie Kirk assassination as a military hit. I do not know who called the hit yet, but it's military. There's no question in my mind that it was a military hit.
Well, she's pointed to the inconsistencies, the lies, the strange behavior, and she's saying what a lot of people are thinking. This feels bigger than just one shooter. We know Charlie was shot while on stage. We know Mikey's reaction was strange. We know the timelines don't match up. We know his wife allegedly leaked messages suggesting people knew in advance. We know financial records show payments to Tyler Robinson, and we know the people involved have gone silent. That's a lot of coincidences for someone who doesn't believe in them. So here's where we are. Mikey McCoy walked away calmly after his friend got shot. He won't release his call logs. Everyone at TPUSA keeps calling him a hero for walking away. Erika Kirk allegedly paid Tyler Robinson $90,000 in the weeks leading up to the shooting. And the woman who leaked those messages? She's gone quiet. What's really going on here? I don't have all the answers, but I do know that someone knows exactly what happened that day. And the silence, the forced smiles, the scripted praise, it all feels like a cover-up. Maybe one day, when the silence becomes too heavy to carry, we'll finally hear the truth. Not from speeches, not from PR campaigns, but from someone who was there, someone who saw everything. And until then, we keep asking questions. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know what you think is really going on. Do you believe the official story? Or do you think Erika Kirk and Tyler Robinson are the missing pieces to this puzzle? See you next time.